I will then give the floor to our guests tonight amongst the congregation. Do you have any specific question you would like to ask either the panelists or, of course, Jeff? Don't be shy, it's fine.
Who's a believer? You are. Oh, you're fine. The other. You're a believer.
Yes, you are not.
I am a believer, but it's not my fault. It's not a conscious decision of my will that I believe in God. I don't know, maybe God believes
God is in you?
Or yeah, but it's not. Yes, I would no question. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't, I wouldn't have put myself to sleep preaching in the building up the hill.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I just wanted to add to what I was saying, but it's possible also that I'm a heretic. So,
A heretic believer.
But yeah, or for me, I don't know what you meant by to believe, but for me to believe is also to doubt. And it's very important to understand that to believe is not something static that, okay, I believe so everything is okay, now everything is clear to my mind or everything is clear in my heart. No, you still question, you still advance, you still doubt, so there is a dialectic here that you need to keep very alive if you want to use that verb to believe, in my view. And
I like that.
Yeah. For example, if you ask the question, who doesn't believe? Same result.
Yeah, but that would be my point, because since I'm a minister of religion, and since a lot of people seem to know me around Geneva, largely because of my accent and my appalling French, occasionally somebody aggressive comes to me and says, of course, I don't believe in God. Now, I think of all the ideas of God that humanity has had, and so I always ask them in what God they do not believe, which normally keeps them quiet. But it's an interesting point. To be a believer is one problem, to be a non-believer is another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even bigger one.
And also in English you can say to trust rather than to believe. And then you also move the question completely elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that in Christianity the matter is to trust rather than to believe.
Yeah.
And there you enter this relationship model
Yeah.
where there's also something else coming up.
yes.
The difference between faith and believing.
But then even faith in Latin is fides. Fides, you have fidelity in English or in French.
And love.
Where do you go with fidelity with faith? And to be faithful. I think we are completely into this belief system where it's too cognitive, and we need to open up these words a little bit more before trying to answer them. But sorry, I take the...
No, I think so. I shouldn't have put my hand up so quickly. But it all depends on what you mean with that. What that word means to you, because you can believe in things, like for example, believe in the teachings of Christ, or believe in the golden rule. Those are good ideas, but then do you believe in certain dogmas or certain details? I don't know. Is that more confusion?
Doubt is good. Any other questions?
Trust and doubt.
Trust and doubt.
Or believe with open eyes.
Somewhere in the back, maybe? Yes.
As an artist, what was your aim with writing this Bible? Was it to ask questions or was it to answer questions?
It was to start this dialogue like we're having right now, because I mean, I wrote this Bible in a void, and I did not know how people would react, and part of my whole idea was to start this dialogue, and in a way, you know, it's like it's not a literal Bible. It's a work of art, and there's certain parts that obviously I just made up, you know, but it's art, so it's not, you know, I'm not saying that it's totally literal, but I'm interested in this dialogue. I mean, it's what I like to think about.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Sure. Go for it.
To our man. It's a very silly and cheesy and fatty question.
Good.
But where is love in your Bible?
I think I have one verse on that. I believe, if I could even quote myself, but I was saying, I'll paraphrase. Something about that if you're trying to find God, or what is from God, there's things that you're trying to find out what is from God and what is not, or what is true and what is not. And I think I said something like, you find God in boundless love and something else. And so,
It's enough.
That'll do for us.
yeah. But I think there has to be that as part of God, is boundless love.
Can I follow on? One other idea that it seemed to me that if you're going to start writing future chapters, I would like to see something on community.
Yeah.
Because to me the church is essentially a community.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you point out, it's often been an institution, but it is to be a Christian, you do not baptize yourself. To be a Christian, you are baptized by somebody else. And so the community is there in the acceptation of a new person. So, I mean, I think maybe a little bit about the community, the different parts of the body, you know.
I think you need other people, and I think you need at least two. I think Christ said if there's two gathered in my name, then you're there. So you need at least two people.
To make the first community.
Yeah. There's a question.
Actually, thank you. To bounce off that, I'm very grateful to be here tonight to listen to all of you and to watch and participate in this performance as well as community. And one thing that I kind of want to also bounce off on what Xavier said is, where are the women? Where
In the panel?
In the panel.
So all within the panel as well. I have, it's actually a twofold question because there's one element, I mean, I know the initiative also behind this and the woman driving it as well. And I think it's interesting to bring that into the discussion, possibly also on your reflection on creation as procreation. And another element that is just really an annex on it, I was curious about your thoughts on Mary Baker Eddy, who is the founders of Christian Science.
Yeah.
Which might be an interesting.
She could have been on the list. Yeah, that very well.
Token woman.
Yeah. Oh, I have some women. I have some women prophets, but there's more than one. But where are the women? I think the women are in the gallery. If you look at the gallery is totally run by women. So the women, you see, the women are in the front row. Here, I'd like to.
Are they in the light? That's another question.
They made this.
In your system and in your gospel.
Well, yeah, it's like here I am trying to quote my own gospel, but one thing that I said that I made a point of is when God created man. I shouldn't even say man. God created humankind that all genders and races and sexual orientation are equal. So that was one part that I addressed that. And there are women prophets in there as well. Does that answer your question?
I don't know if it really was a question. It was
Okay.
more a remark and just a desire to talk about it. So thank you.
Can I have all the women that work at the gallery, can you stand up?
Yes.
Stand up for a minute, please.
Please,
We have
please.
the unique opportunity of having Jeffrey Vallance here, who's asking you
Because you made this possible. You all.
We are like in the theater. We are observers.
I mean, this wouldn't be happening unless you invited me here and made everything.
We can't keep the distance with religion. For me.
And made everything possible.
It's the reason I walk out, to keep the distance.
which is probably a nice conclusion to this endless discussion that will not be solved.
What an escape.
Did anyone had any last question, something you'd like to ask or add to this complex yet constructive conversation?
Good.
Can I say something?
Of course.
I think the Christianity, one of the unfortunate aspects of Christian institutions has been to relegate the role of women in society. And Christian churches, especially Catholicism, along with Confucianism, has been one of the forces which has, pushed women into the barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen role in many parts of the history of the world. I would think that, therefore, this is part of your liberation, is when you talk about equality, and I like that, though you might want, it seems to me, to be a little clearer. I have homosexual friends who would say that they are homosexual because God made them like that and God loves them, which I personally see no problem with.
Yes.
On the other hand, I would meet people who would consider themselves to be members of Christian church who say, no, it is a choice. Therefore, it is part of your free will. So I think maybe you could think a little bit more about the sexual aspect of creation. What is God given? What is choice? I think you come on. You've got years and years of your life yet.
That's
You're
fine.
going to be able to think of lots of things to write about the next time round.
That's my next book. Will be about sex.
It'll be a bestseller. Yeah.
Kama Sutra by Jeffrey.
Yeah. Very good.
According to Jeffrey. I don't know who will do the performance then, but then maybe
Okay.
not me.
We'll be there.
You too, right? Ladies and gentlemen, very distinguished panelists, it's been, as I said, not only a privilege, but a real pleasure to be here also tonight with all of you. I want to thank you also on behalf of all the organization committee for being here with us tonight, for sharing your knowledge and accepting to take part in this debate. I also would like to thank all the participants here tonight that had not only the interest, but also, of course, the patience to be here, and also for sharing this unique and exclusive moment with us tonight. I will end by quoting again the Gospel, which is in chapter 1, verse 34. The true sign that something is of God is the presence of boundless love and compassion. Thank you very, very much. Go in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for everything. Thanks for saying it's a beautiful book. That's nice.
Yeah. Nice.
It's art, yeah.
Allez dans la paix du Christ.
Merci pour ton super rôle.